Good. Okay. All right. Started to get some humans beyond the note takers, the AI note takers. Everyone, thanks for joining.
It's always fun when you join a meeting and it's just you and a bunch of note takers, AI note takers.
Yes. Yeah, but today we're getting the crowd back. Welcome back to our folks from Haifa Lab. Yeah, just wait a few more minutes. Okay, I think we might have quorum. So let's get started, and then more people join. Pete, if you can, please kick us off.
Yeah, great. Thanks everyone for joining. As a reminder, there's code of conduct for the llm-d community. You can find a link to that in the meeting notes. And if you're not a member of the Slack, please join us there. That's where a lot of the conversation and the work is happening within there. You can always ping the @community team if you do need any community help. There's a lot of upcoming llm-d events. Next week in particular, quite a few of us are going to be out at PyTorch conference in San Francisco. So it'll be great to see some people in person. If you're going to be there, stop by the Red Hat and IBM booth. There's a variety of demos planned if you want to see what we've been working on, as well as AMD Developer Day, which is happening out there as well on the 20th. A couple of quick updates as well. SIG meetings, a couple of SIG meetings have changed. We put the information into the Slack and the public calendar has been updated, but the inference scheduler is going to be moving to an every 2-week rotation, canceled for this week. And then the KV disaggregation meeting is also going to be adjusted to an every 2-week rotation. There is a link on the site. I'll just drop it into the chat that goes directly to the public calendar. So we do our best to get up to date. And so you can always find it there. And then lastly, there's a form on the notes. We're looking for feedback on the new wide EP LWS deployment that's using Customize compared to Helm files. So we have a short form there. If you could fill out, add your feedback. We'll run that for a couple of weeks and we'll share it out socially so that as you're starting to use it, if you have thoughts and feedback, please share it with us because that's going to help drive the 0.4 release cycles. So any questions there, find us on Slack and we can answer them for you. So with that, Carlos, I'll hand it back over to you.
All right, great. Thanks, Pete. And again, welcome everyone, especially for people that are joining the first time. As usual, we go through open forum and then SIG updates. I'll open the floor for like any question, comments before I seed some topic. So yeah, if anyone wants to raise an issue now for open forum, please go ahead. Okay. Yeah, so feel free to chime in as we go through the updates. One thing, of course, a big one for this community, the 0.3 release is out since Friday. Big thank you for the whole team. This is always like a very, very big effort, so many moving parts. So thank you all for contributing. And we're very happy with what is out. It's always like there is one feature that we wanted to like get in that you need to massage. So, but we're very happy with the outcome. Again, huge effort all around. So thank you again. In terms of post-release, it goes without saying that we very much invite the feedback from this community. Please, from a PR perspective to actual features, do let us know what you think, if there is any way we can improve. There's one thing that I think learning through the process is really to get into a mode where we are more like incremental and granular. Of course, this is a, I don't know, early project in many ways. So I think we needed to kind of get some of the core features into the project. Reason why I think the past 3 releases, they've been very kind of meaty, if you will. But I think we are learning how to get more like into granular incremental mode and putting action toward. In fact, I work on 3.1 release, a minor release, to kind of capture some of the things that we left off to hear more about that minor increment in a little bit. But just again, we're getting to that spirit, right? Full discussion for 04 is happening now. We're trying to react to a lot of things that we're getting from the community. Of course, this industry is changing quite a bit. There are like new challenges every new day. So this community is also reacting to that, and you're trying to capture some of these things in 04. Again, if there is any feedback or priority that you guys wanted to see covered, please use the channels, and I know that through the SIGs you're doing that. But again, just a shout out, really welcoming folks to give feedback or ask for a feature, right? So feel free to kind of always let this group or this broader team know what you're looking for. In that spirit, again, giving the chance for folks to chime in. Anything about the release or any other comment, please do so now. Otherwise, you go through the SIG updates. Okay, there's one. Kong, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just curious, do we have some sort of like a PM, product manager, people here that help us, collect some, user feedback, and what is the kind of general channel for us to get user feedbacks?
You mean from our side, if you have a PM that tracks these things, or if you want?
Okay, I guess just in general, like not necessarily a PM, but like someone acting like more PM kind of.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah. So at least from my side here, I happen to be a PM. I've been tracking feedback on this. I don't have concrete ones here. I think most people I know are still in experimental phase, trying to understand how this well-lit part works. And I think in the coming weeks, we should probably start getting traction and real feedback as it begins to use this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, so I think that's one answer. I think we're just starting now. We also been tracking, I think, Pete, you've been doing some of like the community feedback that in some ways kind of it trickles down, right? So we ended up getting like some more on the business requirements as people kind of engage in the community. So also trying to track some of these. You probably saw like a survey that not like very recent. We probably should even redo it. But the tracking also that maybe should do like just compile some of these things in one place that folks can look at. And we're getting better at this. So yeah. Okay. Any other question, comment for open forum? Okay. All right, so let's go around the SIG updates. As usual, start with installation from the beginning. So, Greg?
Yeah, I guess the first thing, which I actually don't have noted down there, is like what is going to be in the contents of the V031 release. I had kind of removed that just because I thought we were going to talk about it previously, but just to give the community a general idea, there was a fix for support for Blackwell wheels. Upstream BLM was not built to support that, so we're hoping to kind of consume the new builds that got added to the V011 tag upstream from BLM. So we're hoping to get that fixed. We want to unify some of these like workarounds that we did for container images. We have a spin-off AWS image for EFA, and we had some workarounds which we were trying to get for the GKE image. So hopefully we'll be unifying that back into our base CUDA Docker file. If we have time, we'd like to include some ARM support, but I highly doubt that we'll actually get it into V031. And then also ideally AKS support and refactoring our build scripts to be kind of more stable and like runnable locally in a container image, as well as runnable like from the Docker file. So that's generally what we're looking at overall for the V031. If you have additional pieces, please raise it to one of the maintainers and they can kind of go from there. In terms of other kind of updates from SIG installation in general, just underscoring that feedback very helpful from a community perspective. Please fill out that form that Pete went to a lot of trouble to make. And then additionally, that I think we're in kind of agreement that a good idea would be to test out this concept of community guides and things that fall outside the scope of our direct, like curated, well-lit paths might be helpful to track from a community perspective and enable people to have support for things without being in direct support paths. So this will be coming soon. I don't know if this is going to be for V031 or for V04, but we hope to kind of open the door to more types of contributions there.
Yeah.
And that's going to it for installation. From CI/CD, we're just going to defer kind of all the build rework that we wanted to do until V04. And that's it for me.
Sounds good. Thanks, Greg. Yeah, so on the ARM support, I think we're kind of debating how far we want to go with ARM support. Just taking like a quick poll here on the team. Is there anyone beyond the core team that has a need for ARM or want to chime in terms of ARM requirements? If so, please either speak up here or just follow up. I'll be interested to understand where you're running and what level of support you need. Okay, Greg?
I think it's also important just to call out the clarification that this is not like full ARM support. This is
Right.
just building a container image. Like I don't think the Nixel KD transfer will essentially work for the ARM wheels. However, you know, the basic inference image will. So we kind of just wanted to move the chains here rather than a full
Right.
support. So
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, exactly that. I was trying to probe if people here would have a comment on that, but very good. So you can do that offline. I'm just interested again, just hear more about ARM requirements. So if you do have a need for ARM, let us know. Can be like one of the offline channels.
And also from Red Hat side, yeah, we have some requests for ARM support on mainly on the GB200, GB300 racks, and it's something really we want to progress in the coming months. And when you said about Nixel, I think also in these racks we have everything with IMEX, compute domains. So I don't know what is missing also, because if IMEX using all the NVIDIA library, potentially it could work also. It's the same design. So yeah, I don't think we have tested, but I think we plan to do some build on it. It's something required from at least from our side.
Right. Thanks, everyone. Okay, very good. Let's move over to PD disaggregation. Tyler?
Yeah, so yeah, so just on the VLLM side, so 0.11.1 should come out hopefully in the next few days, basically following PyTorch 2.9, which is like a must release before PyTorchCon. And then mainly we'll pick up some torch.compile improvements, probably better fusions, that kind of thing. Mainly it's about supporting Torch 2.9 though. For us, I think the relevant thing is we'll enable the use of CUDA 12.13, which will be a stable release, which is good, especially for Deep Gem. Not sure, like there might be other issues, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to use CUDA 13 right when 0.11.1 comes out, but we'll unblock that certainly. On YDP, so I landed usage stats, so we'll get some like DP, PP as well. Whether we have expert parallelism turned on, and the all-to-all backend should be reported as well as the KV connectors. We'll be able to see. Yeah, so VLLM, like I don't know how often VLLM publishes reports, but like there's like a VLLM 2024 analysis that the usage stats get reported up, and then you can see them there. So hopefully we can get some nice usage stats out of the YDP stuff out of this. We're looking into GPT OSS, improving support for YDP there. You can run it. It doesn't run super well right now. So we're working on a doc to report, profiles and trying to be explicit about what kernels we need, because we need like specific gem kernels supporting MXFP4 in the format that it works well with the DPP kernels for YDP. Now, when I say YDP for GPT-OSS, like I'm not talking about like many nodes, but like DP-EP on like, you know, 1 or 2 nodes could make sense. We've seen numbers that even on a single node disaggregated serving can give, you know, a couple tens of % performance improvement depending on ISL and OSL. Let's see, we've got a fix incoming for CUDA visible devices where we're setting CUDA visible devices to control which GPUs a DP rank uses. This is getting in the way of some issues on GKE, and it's also causing a couple of minutes of extra startup time for the YDP case. So trying to get that in. And then working on EPLB in general. So there's async EPLB in review upstream that we're trying to land. We're also working on EPLB metrics, and I need to write an RFC. So I'm proposing to report basically the expert usage across every data parallel rank. And then, yeah, last, we're starting work on GB200. So system we have does not have Kubernetes on it. So really this is for the LLM, but really trying to, you know, work out, you know, the all-to-all backend, nail the gem kernels is like the main thing there. And then, you know, optimizing the NVFP4 case. Yeah, so focusing on PD as well. So we've resolved some issues with Nixel granular error handling. We also resolved, we think we've resolved the last of the PD transfer race conditions. We have a few other things to work on as well. Yeah, including like handling dynamic disconnect, strict decode only mode, something we need to get in as well as switch over from ZMQ to an HTTP metadata handshake. And then we just need to, we're really trying to push towards production quality here. So we're going to be working on CI for EPTP with some like baseline end-to-end tests, as well as some like fault tolerant or like fault injection to test the fault tolerance.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. Thanks, Tyler. Any question for Tyler? Anything for disaggregation? All right. Let's move over to inference scheduler. Amy?
Yeah. So the 0.3.2 release is out. We are starting to plan towards the next release. There are several things in the pipeline, like data parallelism, which is basically implemented, still working on Istio. There is, as I mentioned, the work started on scaling to and from 0 with the support of the scheduler, batch processing. So we have several requirements, and we need to prioritize, see what will be inside the next release. There is a proposal that we are working on with PlyOps. You can review, which enables decode first with some KV cache thresholds. This also involves shared storage, and we hope to also have a blog that shows how llm-d can be deployed with shared storage. So this is another thing we're working on, and Abdullah has a new proposal looking at a different idea on how to, and this is something we discussed before, having a standalone deployment for endpoint picker not as an external process. There are pros and cons. We discussed this before, so this is an interesting proposal that is started on that topic. That's it on our end.
Okay. Thanks, Nidhi. Questions? All right. Maroon, disaggregation, KV disaggregation.
Yeah, so we'll start with, we do want to bring up some discussion on the storage KV offloading welded paths. Song, do you want to take it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been discussing with Maroon and a few folks at Google. We think it's a good time now to bring the capabilities of CPU offloading and remote storage to the 0.4 release, and we are proposing adding a wallet pass for those advanced KV cache storage capabilities. So feel free to take a look there and comment or and feedback as well.
Yeah, I think the one main point there is we're proposing, you know, a disaggregated KV welded path inside, and so correct me if I'm wrong. I think we converged on that, and inside we'll have paths by medium type or like offloading type. So today we have VLM native CPU offloading, we have LM cache CPU offloading, we have LM cache storage connector, and we have a currently private llm-d storage connector. So we expect to have subpaths of, you know, storage, CPU, and combinations, and inside different options for the different connectors or technologies.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. The high level idea right now is to have an umbrella kind of path or guide, and then drilling down into based on different storage types, and behind each type there could be different implementations. For example, VLM cache or the native VLM CPU offloading as an example. I think, you know, many of these options are composable. So I think we need to, when implementing this, we need to either document it or implement it in a way that it's pretty clear that many of these can be composable, not one or the other.
Great. Okay. Comments or questions here? I don't see any. Very good. So I have a few minutes left, so moving over to benchmarking. Thanks, Kong. And
Okay, I do have two more short updates.
Go ahead, Maroon.
Yeah, so there's another proposal on medium aware indexing and scoring by a community member, Jay Prasad. Please also take a look at the proposal there. I did mention the proposal, I think, in the last meeting, but there's now an implementation plan, and we'll be tracking this work in this doc, and it should evolve into a configurable cost abstracted weighting for the different backends when scoring for prefix cache hits. I do also want to highlight two contributions in the community. We're adding support for Valkey as a backend. This is contributed by Rishi Jat, and there's also work on supporting or better encapsulating the tight environment deployments, where you'd better configure and it would properly work, having local tokenizers for the precise prefix cache path. And that's by Pierangelo.
Great. Thanks, Maroon. Okay. Should we do benchmarking now, Marcio or Shock?
I'll be real quick here. So 0.3 release, we have a 0.4 roadmap issue up for discussions. Very preliminary phase right now. We're trying to assess everything we can incorporate there. Auto-scaling, we are on the final stage of having this integration with auto-scaling. Basically, should allow one to deploy llm-d stack and have auto-scaling for a particular llm-d stack. We have some initial functional experiments. We are ironing out few issues. Several improvements from several contributors from Google in particular on the capacity planner. We're trying to make it more robust. And finally, we have this whole discussion about how right now we are generating our experimental treatments by hand. We are going to have this a way to do that automatically. At this point, it's just a discussion. It is important to go to the issues and voice out there.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Thanks, Marcio. Any comment, questions? All right. Auto-scaling, Abhishek, Tamar?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Abhishek is actually away. So we have a really nice community engagement here, and the highlights for this week is benchmarking team was able to run experiments using WVA. We are seeing the correct behavior in terms of scaling up and down. Google was able, so thanks to Kaushik, he was able to run WVL and JKE. And so now we can run WVL successfully on OpenShift, GKE, and Kubernetes. Lots of work in preparing for the release. So now there is a Helm chart for WVA. So there is an automated deployment script and so on. We really significantly increased the test coverage. We're adding support to not only ITIL, but also TTFD using the queuing theory approach. And we are addressing several comments that we got, feedback on the documentation. So reorganizing and restructuring the documentation. And that's it. Anything I forgot, Mohammed?
I think you pretty much covered it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Tamar. And finally, SIG observability. Sally?
Hey, yeah, not too much. We're working on getting some like semi-continuous deployments going because there's the issue of we have nothing to observe with. So we need something to like continuously be testing observability with. We have a few KubeCon EU submissions that I know about, and also maybe something in PyTorch from Christopher Nguyen. And then there's a team that within Red Hat that's really been working on the PromQL queries and dashboards, and that work will land in llm-d in soon. So.
Okay. All right. I think that's all for today. Any general question, comments before we close? All right, so very good. See you all next week. As usual, feel free to drop in Slack, and if you have anything else that you want to follow up offline. And with that, we went today. I see you all next week.
Bye-bye.